We got some news to get into today, boys. I gotta say, first off, Blizzard's launch to 12.0.7, probably one of the smoothest patches we've had in quite a while. I mean, we like to sit here and complain and bitch about, World of Warcraft and Blizzard, but at the same time, we gotta give them where credit is due. And honestly, they did a good job with this launch so far. So let's just jump straight in. We have a little bit of hotfixes, though. There were some issues. Blizzard's working on fixing them. Overall, though, plenty of content to do, so let's just dive straight in here. A survival guide on what we could be doing right now. First of all, content for everyone. There's plenty of this going on in this patch right now. Lots of catch-up mechanics and power grind mechanics to get done. First off, obviously, you jumped in probably already into 12.0.7. The Omnium Folio is your new source of power. People went through that quest line the other day. I did it. I did run into the issue of just way too many markers on my map. I talked about this a little bit already in the stream. I just felt like I have way too much shit on my map right now when it comes to questing, and I could not figure out where the hell the quest marker was, especially in Silvermoon, when I've got tons of these old quest markers all over, even purple exclamation points, just sitting all over my map, and it was really hard for me, honestly, to identify where the hell this quest was setting me at first, but I digress. I think Blizzard just needs to kind of clean that shit up for me a little bit, give me a more up-to-date map when it comes to questing. But anyways, the Omnium Folio quest kicked off. I went through that thing yesterday, as many of you guys did, and Tuesday, and got your first little kind of insignia, picking your first little talent row in that. So that's something you should be doing. For housing updates and the housing Andes out there, there's quite a bit of new decor items. Outdoor lighting is now a thing as well. So going through that, the decor cap has been is raised at level 5, 6, and 7. And there's also new decor collection stuff in general, obviously with the quests and everything else going on. Plenty of new decor stuff for all you decor whores out there. Perhaps not as flashy as new content, but there's also the personal resource display options, things in the UI interface that obviously you can play with right now. Keep track of health and power during combat. Plenty of stuff that you can play with when it comes to UI. And then there's also the story campaign, which will kick off with Zul'Jan learning about the origins of the elves, the trolls, and the Haranir on July 7th. That's currently not available, but that is something that you'll be able to play through. All casual players and new players, old players, will continue the story in Midnight as we get ready for, honestly, what will be 12.0.1, or sorry, 12.1, with the troll patch, Amani troll-themed patch, I'm sure of it, and Amani troll-themed raid. That's probably what we're getting in that season, so that should be exciting. Also, for the power players out there, even if you were item level capped, there is plenty for you to do right now, specifically the Spore Fall raid. We went through it yesterday, cleared it, took us about 20 minutes on Heroic. Honestly, the only thing that happened to us was we got DPS checked on the first pull, so had to bring a couple higher item level people in there. But it took us basically 20 minutes to kill that thing on Heroic. It's really just a DPS race. On Mythic, as I understand it, there's also the mechanic of keeping the trash apart. We're going to try to kill that one today. What's really cool about Mythic is even people who've already cleared Mythic, you can still do it again on Mythic this week and still use your bonus rolls over again. So there is no Mythic lockout. That was a surprise to everybody. Blizzard hadn't officially announced it yet, but they did in fact release there's no lockout on this thing. So if you've already killed him, you cannot re-loot the corpse of Rotmire, but you can still go back in with your buddies, with your friends, and help them kill Rotmire, and at the same time, use another bonus roll, right? You could tick off those bonus rolls a bunch of times this week, and we know every time you use the bonus roll, it eliminates one of the items on the list that you can no longer get, right? So you don't get duplicates. So you can honestly gear the hell out by just running Rotmire on Mythic this week. But anyways, there's more than just that. Obviously, with the higher item level and everything else, there's plenty to do when it comes to that Sporefall raid, gearing out and getting yourself into what is essentially higher level tier gear, even with the catalyst and everything, because you can convert a lot of that stuff, and I'll talk about that in a second. Ritual sites. We have the new tier difficulty. We talked about it many times before. Tier 6 difficulty. Now your ability to grind out myth track crests on your own. Pretty cool thing there. And then Nagital and Val. I went in there on Heroic. There's Heroic World Tier with this thing. Honestly, not as hard as I thought. Everyone was saying Heroic World Tier is really difficult right now. Now, personally, I'm a Giga Chad Blood DK, so nothing really kills me. So obviously, I went in there. It was just max pulling mobs all over the place and mowing everything down. I understand maybe some other people, some cloth wearers, things like that. It's a bit more dangerous in there on Heroic World Tier. But as of right now, I thought there'd be some server instability and stuff on this thing. There wasn't. It was pretty easy. Everything felt smooth. I went in there, did some quests yesterday. It was pretty nice, and there's plenty of catch-up gear to get from that as well. And for the collectors out there, plenty to do as well. With Lorewalker, the Lorewalker campaign, you can explore the storyline of the Loa and get some new decor. For the Dark Spear Dash micro holidays, that's something else you can do to get you a bunch of titles and tabards and things. The egg hatching event in Zulamon's another thing you can do. Hatchlings and their eggs into the world, awarding everyone with their very own baby Dragonhawk. And then you got Turbulent Timeways in 2 weeks kicking off. You get the Masters of the Turbulent Timeways buff. You'll get yourself this glorious Spawn of Viranath if you do that thing for 4 weeks. So that's a really good looking mount. Also, Nagital and Val give you a couple different mounts and things that you can collect as well. And then more catch-up than more of a catch-up than strictly new collections. Players will also be able to use their unalloyed abundance faster by offering multiple shards of Dun Dun. That thing was a little bit scuffed, and I'll talk about that here in the hotfixes. So Blizzard did drop some hotfixes yesterday, or earlier, I should say, or later yesterday, and these things are supposed to fix some of the very few issues that were occurring with the patch. First of all, abundance and Dun Dun and all this stuff going on here. All players who lost Dun Dun shards, because unfortunately it looks like people turning them in weren't getting what they were supposed to get, will get refunded with unalloyed abundance when this hotfix went live. So there you go. The good thing is Blizzard realized it was an issue. I saw somebody comment on my YouTube video just yesterday. They lost their Dun Dun. This should be fixed for you, and this should no longer be an issue. Island expeditions should now be queuable and correct again. What? Who's doing island? Is this a BFA content? Who's out there doing island expeditions? Isn't that BFA content? Did they revamp this shit and launch it? I didn't know. Why is somebody queuing for island expeditions? Well, anyways, that stuff's been fixed. For transmog, maybe, I guess. I don't even know. But anyways, I guess if you loved island expeditions, you can still queue for those and relive the glory days of BFA. For items, they fixed an issue where the Void Touch Torch and lower intellect was giving lower intellect than intended. So the Void Touch Torch, I guess, wasn't giving the proper amount of intellect. Blizzard's hot fixing that. For lore walking, they fixed an issue where the initial objective conversation for the prince who would be king would not complete. So there you go. That's the Arthas storyline. I guess there was an issue with it that's gotten fixed here. And then for Nagital, the Bouncy Mushrooms, Aerospace, and the Grappler quests in Nagital are now account-wide. And then they also fixed an issue that prevented Nexus Captain Lethier, who is one of the world bosses, from dropping the quest item knocking off the top on Heroic World tier. Characters that encountered this issue can earn their emblem from another heroic kill of Nexus Captain Lethier, or from a Rapper quest they have to not complete it. So I guess if you killed the world boss and you get your loot, go kill him again. They fixed this. It's been hotfixed, so there you go. That should be all the fixes needed.
Another
Blackhawk, thank you for the sub, man. Coming in with the Prime, I really appreciate that. That should be all the issues that were this patch with this launch. It's, like I said, a very small list. I mean, look at that hotfix list. We got a BFA issue. And then the rest of these are just small little minor things. So good to see that we've finally got a smooth patch launch. And finally, for all of you power grinders out there, all of you, I should say power bottoms. I don't know what you want to call yourselves, but everyone who's chasing those final little pieces of item level, really right now you should be focused on the Spore Fall raid. You should be in there killing Rotmire, using your bonus rolls, and getting these specific pieces of gear because you can convert them through the catalyst. So it is confirmed these pieces of gear are convertible through the catalyst. So you can turn them into tier gear. Okay, right now it's chest, feet, helm, waist, and legs can all drop from these things. You actually have 2 pieces of feet, 2 chests, and 2 waists that can drop, all convertible through the catalyst. Again, these things are dropping at 298 item level on Myth, so this is the highest level, even with your Ascendant Void cores, that you can get in these item slots right now. So everybody pushing a little bit higher on their item level, this is what you want to be doing right now. Grinding out this raid, getting this gear, catalyzing it, and preparing yourself for the next season, I guess. I mean, we all know our gear is going to be pretty much replaced again in the next season. But if you just want to cap out on everything, you're going for that ultimate completionist gear set, you're going to be wanting to run that raid right now. Overall, like I said before, smooth patch launch, really good stuff so far in this patch, and I'm excited to see more of the Turbulent Timeways, the quest with Zulamon, and everything else should be good. For today, that is all in terms of news.